tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about the Browns. Got a ton going on involving the Browns, right? Ton going on. We've got a sale of part of the team. Wait, what? Yeah. We got Myles Garrett going, nah, I'm not coming to the OTAs. Nobody thinks he's going to be there. He's never met Todd Monken yet. That's the word on the street, that he's never met the damn coach of his football team yet. His new coach. Keep in mind, he wanted Jim Schwartz to get the job. All right? I still think he wants out of town. And I think that's why they altered the contract. So I think that's all tied together. And then we've got ESPN, two ESPN NFL insiders teaming up for a article about Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson. You've got Albert Breer out there with SI, Daniel Ofusi, ESPN, Jeremy Fowler, ESPN. You got Mary Kay Cabot. You've got all these people telling you, basically, they're getting you conditioned to the idea that Deshaun Watson's getting this job. And somebody brought it up today on a radio show I was listening to. This is coming out for a reason. Somebody inside the Browns organization wants people to become comfortable, fans to become comfortable with the idea Deshaun Watson is your starting quarterback for 2026. Browns will sell 3% of the team to Arctos, a private equity fund. Wow, I just wanted to throw this in here. Via Jonathan Jones of CBS Sports, owners are expected to vote today on a proposed sale of 3% of the Cleveland Browns to Arctos. Now get this. Arctos is one of the firms with advance approval to invest in teams. Already, Arctos owns a piece of the Chargers, 8%, and the Bills, 10%. It's an odd dynamic, to say the least, for the same group to have an ownership stake in multiple competing businesses. That's real freaking weird. The valuation isn't known. To use a round number, 3% chunk of $10 billion would be $300 million. I would guess the Browns are not valued at $10 million. I would think it'd be closer to maybe 8. What would that be? $240 million if my math is... Now, I don't know if my math's right on that or not, but I'm thinking it might be around that, $250 million. My gut feeling would be right here. The Browns need a nice infusion of cash because of the new stadium. So, there we go. Browns open OTAs. Don't expect Myles Garrett to be there. This is wild. Browns defensive end Myles Garrett, the NFL's reigning Defensive Player of the Year, isn't expected to participate in OTAs, according to Mary Kay Cabot, Cleveland.com. Garrett didn't participate in OTAs last year either, when he set a new NFL official record for sacks with 23. Look, does he need to show up to do the whole workouts and everything? No, I don't think so. But right here, you're seeing this. When Garrett skipped last month's work, new Browns head coach Todd Monken said he had not spoken to Garrett and had only heard from him via text. Something is off there. When the franchise's biggest player does not show up for the groundbreaking on the new stadium, something's wrong. I think Myles Garrett gets traded. Especially if they can get more 2027 draft picks, like a number 1 in 2027. There's a ton of value in a first round 2027 draft pick. Now, obviously, you would get more than that, but you get my point. Why the Browns are giving Deshaun Watson another chance. This is crazy. Here we go. Watson and Sanders split the first team reps in team drills, marking the first snapshot of the quarterback competition centered squarely on two players, and the reminder of the crossroads Cleveland faces in its ongoing search for a franchise QB. That Watson even here qualifies as a mild upset. A year ago, it appeared Watson had taken his final snap in Cleveland and possibly the NFL. He was recovering from 2 tears in his right Achilles. Browns owner Jimmy Haslam, speaking at the league meetings in Florida, labeled his team's 2022 blockbuster trade for Watson as, quote, a big swing and miss. He goes on to talk about his rehab, him being out. He's got a 4-9 record. Now highly motivated and playing in an offense that caters to his strengths. Watson has a chance to effect one of the most controversial trades in NFL history with a few steps: win the starting job, stay healthy on the field, and provide steady play in the offense, and help the franchise that has drafted 3 quarterbacks in the past 2 years, including 2026 rookie Taylor Green. Quote, Deshaun has a great chance, fresh start, offensive-minded coach who has, in his past, been able to work with all kinds of different QBs and make him successful, Haslam said at the league meetings in Phoenix. So Deshaun has a great chance to do that now. They're trying to save face in this trade. Right now, that's what they're trying to do. Rizzo, this morning.
I think Sanders deserves a chance. He finished the year 3-4 in the worst offense in the league. I bring him back and save the veteran for later, but they want to do it this way, fine. Maybe they think he gives them a better chance. Gives you a better chance to win.
I would say Shedeur.
How?
But
you would? Over a 10-year vet with 3-time Pro Bowler?
I'll take the guy who's played consistently for the last 5 years.
When was the last time Watson won a game?
Can he survive a quarter? Can he get hit?
We don't know.
It's a damn good question. It really is. Grossi, the general.
A year ago, the owner said we took a big swing and a miss and it's time to move on. This year at the owner meetings, suddenly Deshaun has a really good chance to start. What changed, Tony?
Number one, Watson made a pretty good recovery from what we thought were possibly career-ending injuries. Everyone was amazed at how well he came back from that. The other thing is, as we all know, they're paying him anyway. They created the exit strategy last year, and it involves next year, not this year. The third thing is, you might disagree with this, but they haven't found their future quarterback yet, okay? You need a veteran in that quarterback room. And you're paying this one $46 million, and he looks to be in better shape than you've ever seen him in your 4 years.
It sounds more and more like this situation is a wrap. 92.3 The Fan, Ken Carman.
The fact that so many people have come out of the woodwork to say that Watson is looking good when there hasn't been anything to look at. What's there been to look at? So where would that be coming from? You know what I mean? Like there have been 3 install sessions.
But that's what I'm pointing out. There's definitely people in the building who feel one way or the other, without a doubt. It's Jeremy Fowler and Albert Breer and everybody talking to all of them, not just all of them.
I mean,
Come on.
They're also
That's what I'm pointing out.
They've
Not
also
orchestrate. Let's have common sense.
They've also been pretty plugged in to organizational members over the years. I think that's been pretty obvious. So I just wonder if the Browns are trying to manage this by saying, hey, don't lose your mind if the guy you don't want is the leader and ends up being number 1 and starts the preseason game and then goes into the season as a starter. Don't lose your mind. We're trying to delicately play that game with a guy that you guys don't necessarily want to see by the numbers. The fact that so many don't lose your mind.
Okay, Lima just said the same thing you've heard me say. They are trying to condition you, the Browns, to prepare yourself and the Shedeur fan base to the fact that Deshaun Watson is going to be your QB. That's what's happening. That's why all of this is coming out from so many different people, because they know there's going to be so much blowback and so much. I mean, it's going to be, when it becomes clear in training camp that Watson is QB1 that first day of training camp, and they go out there and the QB trackers start coming in and all that, woo-wee! It is going to be lit on social media. It's going to be something else. It is going to be something else. Tell me what you think. A lot of Deshaun Watson fire out there. A lot. And is Myles Garrett a goner? Because I'm tending to believe that he is. That when he came out last year and said he wanted to be traded, he wanted to go somewhere else, I think we're finding out he probably still meant that. Now that his defensive coach is gone, he doesn't want to be there. He's not at OTAs. I get it. He don't normally show up, but you got a new coach. You should at least do what they call a cameo. All right? Ever seen the movies Expendables where it's got all these action stars and all of a sudden Chuck Norris comes up and says, whatever he said, a king cobra bit me, and for 24 agonizing hours, the cobra suffered and then he died. I mean, that's Myles Garrett should show up and do a cameo and get a photo op and shake hands with Monken and be like, hey, see, this is out of the way. He hadn't done that. And I think that's a big deal, because I think ultimately the coach that he wanted to play for is now gone. Still don't know how they did not have a true gauge of whether or not Schwartz was going to be the DC if Monken got the job. That's crazy. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.